Hello everyone! Well, we're on a different machine, as I did say that we will be on the Spectrum Next for a change, because I figured that it'd be good to kind of switch between the two and we get access, a bit easier access to the loading side. So just to put on the webcam stream so you can see, here is the Spectrum Next in its glory. And it's been a while since I last did this, so I had to remember whether you see I'm using the VGA port there and not HDMI. And that is because it doesn't seem to like the pass-through, which is weird. I'm assuming because the pass-through is like a passive kind of thing rather than active. So it just basically doesn't display anything. So I've had to do the whole VGA to the OSSC and back out again, which still works, so it's fine. Hello there, Denarian. So, let's see if the joystick actually works this time. Be interesting to see if it does or doesn't. If it doesn't, it's fine. I know what the controls are, but it's just a bit kind of, Anyway, let's get this loaded, if I've still got it in the browser, which I should have. This one? Did I not have? Must have not filled this with the rest of my games. Which isn't too much of a problem. Grab the beer after sushi, get a good one, or it's this empty, yeah. I really want it to be on 28 megahertz, that's too fast. Just trying to navigate my Spectrum Next, I've not used it in a while. That one. Okay, so I think this will have changed. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, that's it. That's alright. It's okay. Trying to remember the is it this one? Hopefully this still works. I haven't updated in a while, so I suppose I should have checked this before I started. Which is my fault, to be fair. Is that still a thing? Yep, still on. If I remember rightly, sometimes this doesn't actually work properly. You've got to kind of redo it a couple of times. Did you get a, what did I ask you? What about the beer? You get a good one, or I'd say a good one, you know what I mean? Like, so I usually go for, if it's a lager, I usually go for an Asahi. Or something like that. There we go. If I could spell bounty. There we are. Now I think I've got to go to tap files because I don't have a Pi Zero, which is fine. Press Q to quit. Okay, don't want to select this yet. I want to do space or something. No. Aha. Tape loading simulation T. Beer. You talk about sushi or beer? No, I was asking what beer you had, that's what I meant. I'm not sure what weight a loading screen is. Let's see what happens with this. Oh, it's 48K mode I need. Oh yeah, I think I've heard you say about grams before. Alright, hopefully you can hear this. It's only on one side of the ear, which is fine. Whilst this is loading, I will go and get the saved where did I put the password? There we go, GDP. A proper computer. Well, last week was the actual real version. This is the redo. Just isn't without a tape player at the moment. The good thing about the Next is I get to get this kind of, loading screen. Just would have been nice to do it on actual tape. Next is better and biased. I mean, I could have done it through, thinking about it, I could have done it through tape on the Next because you can do it that way. But again, I think the tape player itself is a bit bust. It was kind of a bit off originally anyway, but the cat knocking it off the CD's cupboards here, they're quite high up. So cat had pushed it over the side and it was basically wedged at the bottom. It wouldn't smash anything, it was just just a bit sort of, well, wasn't sure whether it was still going to be okay, but I mean, it tried to load, but I think the volume is a bit dicky on it as well, so. A 3-pole connector. Are we talking +3? The +3 stereo on one end and it's split at the other end. Yeah, I've got one of those. I've got the old cable, which is the Y cable, effectively on both ends, and I've got a +3 cable. I can't remember where I got the +3 cable from, to be honest. I did test it when I'd written Bob the Space Janitor, because I wanted to take it off the Windows machine and test it on real hardware. I think what I did was converted the WAV file to MP3, and then I used the 3-pole connector on real hardware from the MP3 player to the Spectrum. Worked wonderfully, and then I think I did the same thing, but I did it through a tape instead, so I had a tape recording, and then tested it again. Worked fine. Best go and pull the manual as well. In case I forget certain things. Yay! Yeah, the way this thing is very monochromatic rather than the old hardware, which felt a bit louder. Is that loud enough for everybody? Because I can just about hear it here. I'll have to figure out how to increase the volume on ZX Spectrum next, unless I do it through. Actually, I suppose I could do it this way. That might be a bit better. Okay. Options screen is 3. That's weird. It's option screen 2 on this one. And no joystick. JDP. Yep. No, but the thing is this game did actually have option for joystick. I'm sure of it. Right, that means I can pause it. I'm sure it did. Never mind, it's fine. I can just do it from keys. I was doing quite well with keys anyway, so. Yeah, I need to remember the little bar things that are to the left and underneath. I completely forgot about the hitting the head on the top there. But notice one thing as well, other than last week, there's no flicking constantly of the border, and that was basically to do with the fact that I was using extensions in the wrong way. And that can sometimes cause issues. This level's gonna be difficult. Oh shit. Took too far off. Can't even jump off the ladder, so I can't get the one to the that you've just seen. Can't even get up there. I suppose I could try. Nope, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I can't even walk off these. Are you stuck to the ladder? Right. That's better. Just got to remember the jump. Probably wasn't worth that much of a death. Well, got that. Question is how do I get to the top in quick time? So that I can get that one that's near the, what looks like to be antlers, or not an antlers, the what would you call it? You know, when you get the, when you go to, I'm assuming it's like a stuffed animal head. That's what I'm thinking of. Anyway, that one. Because I don't have enough time to... Yeah, I can't do that. Nope, none of that will work. That's got to be real quick. No. So maybe I could do it. Just so I've got to be very careful where I jump. And I have to take that out. The problem is there's already much jumping space. I don't even think I could pick that up in the quickest amount of time. I'd have to probably jump, but no, actually, no, it's fine. Okay, I can do it. Alright, that's a new strat then. Gives me plenty of time. Well, I say that I have died a couple of times, so it's probably not there. So that side is okay. It's just this side, but you can't easily drop down. The problem with that block just above the ladder is it stops you from jumping up and then manipulating the jump. So now that we can do this, just need to learn the best jump for that side. Which is not that. Okay. I should have just pulled left. That's stupid. Yep. I agree with that. Yay. Bit of a better position. Problem is though, can I... Okay, so you've got to be careful of that. I think that's why there's the pickups on the other side, so that you can jump over. Okay, that's fine. Hello there, Critical. How's Bob? Pretty good. At the moment, this level's a bit difficult. Oh, shit. Oh, dear. I forgot about that one at the top. Yeah. It's got to fill in the blanks now. Without messing up. God, I did it again. Just that top bit is just a little bit too pixel perfect. Too slow. I'll restart this. Up, thank you. Right, time to clean up. I know we've got one more beastie there. See if I can do it this way. Too slow. Two lives to clean everything up with. Bit too far. Maybe I need to pull back on the lift. last one. Well, I say last one, but last one on that annoying part. Cool. Hopefully I've got enough time to do the rest. So I've got the top, and I've got one at the bottom right. Ah, damn it. Hey. Now. Done. Bit of a fiddly one, but I did it. The super slippery slide. Jesus Christ. Okay. Can't get onto the edge of that. That's a bit frustrating. Should have gone lower. never too sure on this whether you're gonna jump too far or not. Sometimes it's easy to calculate, sometimes it's not. That's better. Then we jump over here. Always frustrating when you do a miscalculation jump, especially when you're on a timer. It's gonna be a close one, I think. Shit. Ah, nope. Not a chance. Oh! I still would have had to have done the top one anyway, but... Still got 2 lives, so I suppose that's something. Yes. So notice when I'm doing some of the small jumps, what I'm doing is I'm jumping up, then let it drop a bit and then moving, which is something you could never do on the Atari 800 version. Now sorry, I'll rephrase that. You could never do on the previous game on the Atari 2600. Whether you could do the same thing on the ports, I don't know. I suspect not, though. It's messed me up. Yeah. So I can get on the edge on that, it doesn't look obvious. Okay. This section's going to be a long one. Although this part I'm getting a bit better with now. Okay, so I'm noticing even on not real hardware, but there's still some bits left behind, like up here, but it's not too much of a big deal. Hello there, Talon. The ZX Spectrum. This is a Spectrum Next, which is it's basically like it's what's the best way to describe it? It's like a more beefier version of the ZX Spectrum, so it's got things like, I think my version's got 2 meg of RAM and things like that, but it basically still emulates the whole Spectrum. Oh, shit. Did the TTS not go off again? Yes, it's the Kickstarter 2 version. Not missed it, otherwise it would have been mentioned in the bottom left. Just to prove, well, the whole point. There it is, in its gold glory. So what other retro hardware do I have? Well, I play Exhumed on a real Saturn. That's Tuesdays. I've got three Amigas actually. I've got a 1200 that's accelerated a little bit. A 1200 that's accelerated a lot. Let me pause. So I've got a 1200 that's got an ACA 1211, so that's basically just its memory upgrade. I've got the one that I streamed through on Mondays, which is a 1200 in a desktop case, and it's got a Terrible Fire 1230, so that's got an 030 at 50 megahertz, including a shitload of RAM. I've got a Dreamcast, a Sega Saturn, a PS2. Technically, PS2 is retro nowadays. I don't know if you want to call an Xbox 360 retro. I've got one of those. I've got the Atari ST, a real ZX Spectrum 48K. That was last week's stream. What else have we got? Sure, I've got something else. I think that's it for now. The rest of it I just emulate because I don't have the space for everything or the funds for everything. Yeah, I think that's it. I have done streams with the Pandora, which is a handheld from like 2008. But that's not really retro. GP2X, yeah, that's technically retro. I have done one of those hardware streams. That was an interesting one. That was when I played Payback. That was a fun one to finally actually do and finish. But I had to start in about 50 seconds, so what I'm going to do is I'll come back to this conversation. Very afraid to stick it in chat, and I might just write back in chat form. But that's all I can think of right now anyway. So see you after the break, and yeah.
You hacker, a pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage. This incredible journey is the result of teamwork between the UNN Protectorate and the incredible scientific minds at the newly relicensed Tri-Optimum Corporation. Imagine.
Welcome back, everyone. Right, so what we were talking about. So yeah, the Amiga 1200, I've already mentioned that. Then I remembered I'm looking right at a piece of hardware I completely forgot about. So I've also got a 486 in front of me. I've got the Windows 95 machine that we played with recently. So that was using XR2. That's an AMD K6200 running Windows 95. And on Fridays, I do the Windows 98 box, which I think the hardware is more for Windows XP, but it's got Windows 98 on it now, so that's, I suppose you could argue that's real hardware. I'll put the specs out for the Windows 98 box. It doesn't have a standard Pentium. It's basically this Transmeta Crusoe, which is like a weird emulator thing. So it kind of emulates the Pentium, is it instruction set? It's kind of weird. And at 800 megahertz is probably closer to about 500 megahertz, I think it was on the Pentiums. So it's probably closer to a P3 maybe. So I suppose you could argue that's still kind of Windows 98 era. But yeah, so that's got an 8 gig on top flash, but then I stuck on a 64 gig thumb drive for everything else, and that seems to work perfectly fine. In fact, yeah, that's right. I was going to say, in fact, something else about the Windows 95 machine, but that actually has a 20 gig hard drive, so that's because originally it came with a 2.1 gig. And the problem with that, even back then, was games, put a few games in that and suddenly it just not choose everything, but eats through the hard drive, especially when you've got things like Microsoft Office on top of that as well. It used to have Lotus Smart Suite on it. I think we changed it to the Windows one just because it was better compatibility, if I remember rightly. But I do remember back in those days when I first had it on, you had it had this kind of drop down box, but it kind of emulated files in a drawer. So you had these drawers at the top that you could pull down. It's kind of interesting. But yeah. I think that's it for the hardware now. Can't think of anything else. I'm sure there'll be something else I've forgotten. But the Windows 90, the 486 was heavily used at December this year, last year. Like I said, Fridays was the Windows 98 box. We don't get to use the Windows 95 box again until, let me just check something. I think after this game. Yeah, so I'm probably going to go back to Windows 95 for... because I remember playing it at that point on the Windows 95 machine, but it was a demo at that point. This game here, Montezuma's Return. So this was the sequel to Montezuma's Revenge, and it's kind of this first-person game. I don't know if I can get this properly shown. There you go. Remember to see the fist there. But it was quite a fun little sequel. Nothing amazing, but that's going to be the next game after this one. And it should be relatively quick to do. Although it depends on how we get through this. We've already blasted through 10 levels so far. But I don't know how many levels Bounty Bob actually has. Be interested to see how far we get with it though. I mean, we've done quite well at the moment, but... again, it's just... yeah, how many levels it is. I suspect it's probably going to be like 30 or something like that. At which point we're probably under halfway. But it also depends on how well I get to complete it without messing up. There we go. Getting better on that one. And again, this is the furthest I've ever been. I don't think I got past the, you know, the one with the was it the grain or something? I didn't get past that one, so this is great for me in terms of being able to get past something. That's my stupid fault. Oh no, oh, I thought I was going to die then. Need to remember it's right at the edge. Right, okay. mess this up slightly. What I should have done was done this. Ow. He said, do this, and I still missed a jump. Because if I'd got that jump, it would have been a case of jump up and across, and I'd been fine. So that's on the right hand side, where you've got the two smaller blocks, and you've got a big one and another smaller block. Down here, I mean. So if I do this properly, there we go. That's what I should have done originally. There we go. Yeah, I need to prioritize on the right hand side the bottom one completely, because then I can come back up and just drop down again. Now I'd sort that section out. cool. Right, that's fine. Let's make sure everything else has been done. This is a bit faster. What's been left open? Oh, I see. There we go. Wasn't too bad in the end. Acid rain, great. This does not look good. Right. Time to get this one a bit better. So I said prioritize this one. Yep. There we go, that's that side done. And the good thing is this gives me a bit more time when I mess up here. I think. Shit. Forgot jumping up there needs to be sorted out. Wait till that goes up. Last one. I think that's everything. Is that last life? It is. Okay, I need to well, not prioritize, but try and get this one bit better now. He says dying at the first point. So supposedly, Manic Miner was based on Miner 2049er, and after playing the sequel I can kind of see why, because you've got all these fun things to do. But I suppose Matt Smith wanted something that was a bit more than what we got in the first game. And then when I'm playing this, yeah, I can see. But I think this would have come out possibly at the same time or after Manic Miner. Because Manic Miner was 1982, I think it was, or 84. Let me just check the manual here. Date doesn't appear to be on the manual. No, Bounty Bob The Strikes Back was out on the ZX Spectrum in '85. So I have to change that. Says so on Spectrum Computing. '83, so it would have been a year after. What do you say? A year after the minor 2489 I put. Oops. Not at the same time for Bounty Bob. Getting better at that section, which is always good. Such a tight jump that. So it's either you get hit with a block, you jump on the block, or you miss it completely. There we go. Still got 3 lives, still got time. Not in the middle. We got it. This was dumb. Oh. Thought I was gonna die then. Now I'm dead. It's so well. At least this level's a bit easier. Once you kind of get where you're supposed to drop down to. Let me just double check the manual or something. So this is 12. Excuse me. Right, so the manual just talks about the different things that you can. So it's got acid rain and a mobile suction unit and suction tubes. So it just really says what the different hazards you come across are. Doesn't, well, if there is a section on what's what the levels are, I've not seen it. And yeah. Messed that up. Probably is in the manual, I've probably just not read it properly, which is fine. 2 lives. Let's see if I can keep it for the acid rain section. Oh, got one. There we go. Quick. No. Shit. It's so easy to forget about the rain. And the problem is the rain adds in issues where if you're trying to do the speed while at the same time not being hit. Should have waited. And that would have been the last third segment before we got to the next one, so it'd be good if I can, by the end of the stream, get to the next password. Should have been saved after each level. I suppose it just makes it more difficult. In a way, sort of, or maybe it wasn't possible at the time. Maybe could have done it, but people might have said, "Oh, it's just too easy." which you can kind of see. I mean, the game isn't massively easy, but I can see the sentiment. And I've messed myself up. Yep. Probably would have had to have done that anyway. Let's try and not pick up the bag as well as the... I'm assuming that's a vacuum. Oh, that might be a light bulb actually, but the blue thing is possibly a vacuum or something? I'm not sure. I think that's the last one at the very bottom. Just had to do that, didn't it? Just had to. Oh, you can do that. I need to remember that. I'm sure you can get new lives in this, but I can't remember if it's possible. Where's the... Oh. Keep forgetting that one. I mean, I suppose I could do a save state, but I don't think you can do that one. Oh, can you? I might be able to do a save state, but I don't want to do that because I want to try and keep with, I just want to try and keep with this, if you see what I mean. Right, gotta be quick and careful. That's 3. That was 1 life, wasn't it? Damn it! It's partly my fault for rushing. It's usually this one that gets me. Oh, I should have let that drop a bit more. That's in 2 minutes 40 coming up to. That's fine. We should have this done. And then I'm going to find out how many levels we've got, and I'm also going to find out if there's a extra life on this. I'm sure there was. by the time I finish this, ads will be in session. Oops. Of course, it would help if I would jump correctly. And then we're going to pause it, and I'll see you after the break. Once the new level comes in. Right, see you soon.
Distant star systems in a period of weeks. It's all part of TRIOP's commitment to the future. The Von Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems. Nearly all and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union of government and corporation is made possible by an intricate series of docking mechanisms that will allow the Rickenbacker to piggyback its way into jump space. Sleek, fast, revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
Unauthorized access to engineering control. Unauthorized access to engineering control. Class C security alert.
Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, I better wait here and help anyone else who comes by.
If I were a braver man, I would run for the surface. But I'm afraid if the world finds out what we were doing here, Gordon... Well, please, just don't make me come with you.
Well, it does seem there is something to chaos theory after all, yes? I hear something.
Okay, why not? Didn't want to die alone anyway. Open fire! Okay, I'll secure this area.
sense. Hot spots everywhere. Why Southwest Sector 9?
Come for the sunshine, but stay for the people.
What the hell is this? It's not possible. Punch up the mainstream.
If I am cut, do I not bleed? It would be a sad error in judgment, General Solomon, to mistake me for a corpse.
My judgment is sound, Kane. And I'm not afraid of ghosts or you.
Perhaps you should be. I've seen the future. Our Tiberian future. And as you watch this battle just beginning to unfold, I've already seen the final act. It is my destiny to lead the way for all mankind.
Mankind has forgotten you, Kane.
Signal, sir. He's in the southwest.
Get me McNeil.
General Solomon on secure Channel 4.
Good to see you again, Mac. I wish it were under better circumstances.
It's a light show, all right.
It's more than that. It's Kane.
Sir?
We lost contact with Phoenix at 0800 Zulu. I'm not losing that base, Mac. I'll give you a squad of our best jump troopers to clear the way for your arrival. Good luck, Commander. Back there, take out the SAM sites, and destroy the Nod base. Nice job, McNeil. Nod is on the run.
Take the staging base out first. It'll be a hell of a lot easier to get to the crash site.
Taking out the dam and the power plants first will neutralize enemy air defenses.
We get the train before it gets to the Nod base. We might have a chance of getting them back. We can't let Kane get his hands on those pistols tonight.
In the name of Cain! In the name of Cain! In the name of Cain! Cain lives!
Oh, sorry about that, everyone. Completely forgot to feed my cats. And I was just like, right, need to go feed the cats, so I'd done that. Right, let me have a quick look at this. Controlling Bounty Bob. No, there's nothing there. $25 new levels. So that's what it says in one of the advertisements. You can get it on disc or cassette, but I don't know whether that's ZX Spectrum. So we're on 12, I believe. So if that's 25, that's 13? Well, 13 and a half in difference. No, 12 and a half, sorry. 12, 12, 2, 4, yeah. So about halfway at the moment. Yeah, okay. So I'll put this in chat so you can see what I've been looking at. There we go. Okay. So used to pressing space as jump. Missed one. Multi-channel music. That's fine. I can do this. Just learnt that one. Which means I don't have to go all the way around again. believe I did that. That's fine, I rescued that one. Oh, there's CFC. I'm okay. I hope you're doing good as well. We are a little bit further this stream on Bounty Bob. So this is the new level we've gotten to. In fact, I'm wondering whether by now the drop might have not been good. Yeah, I'm on the next today. Probably go back to real hardware next week. Yeah, I've had my next since the Kickstarter 2. I think they'll be doing more. I think they had already announced, haven't they already announced Kickstarter 3? Stupid. You don't know? Okay, I'm pretty sure they have. I'm just checking a moment. Whether they'll do any more after 3 is another question entirely. Let me finish this off first. Oh. Damn it. You got these Spectrum recently, yeah? It's okay. Just trying to remember. The Death. So that was the one that came out after the next, I believe? The one from Retro Games Limited, wasn't it? Same people behind the Amiga. Well, it's not called the Amiga because they can't use that. It's the A1200, I believe. decent joystick. Or is it a DB9 joystick you're looking for? Right, whilst that is there, I'll see if well, there is an issue 3. I don't think that they've got any more. Must have ended by now. I know they announced it a while ago, but it just says all gone. I'll put it in chat anyway. Could be that you've missed it. USB preferably. If I get a DB9 one, I need to convert. Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm not sure what to recommend, to be honest. I know there's... I suppose if you can afford it, there's the Monster Joystick by Amiga for Malls. Other than that, I don't know. Yeah, you can post a link. That was stupid. Hopefully I can get this one right, and that should fix... possibly. Yeah, let's fix it. I'll have a look in a sec. Fancy. Alternative version of a popular USB joystick designed specific for the consoles and retro games, compatible with the Spectrum, the A500 Mini, C64 Maxi, and the 400 Mini, as well as the PC, Mac, and Raspberry Pi. SoundWire compatible arcade joystick, that's good. Small mode button on the rear to toggle analog and digital mode, that's interesting. if you've got a Mister, it'd be good to see whether the analog side gets picked up by the Dragon core. Because the ones, yeah, the Dragon 32, it was a Welsh machine. Looks a little bit like, or at least what was the talk about it? So I think it was a similar green or similar interface, or that's the best way to say. You know how the Spectrum starts off with the white screen and it's basically basic. I think the same with the Dragon, but it's similar to the Coco 2 or the Coco 3, I think it is. But I think what was said was that they both shared the same internals or something like that, but was it? Or similar internals, but not quite the same. But the software was almost the same, something weird like that. This time, let's try not to pick up too good. Maybe I should just try and jump over the side and then jump back up. That might be a bit more feasible. Yeah, I think that's the safest option at the moment. It's probably the quickest one as well. It's kind of got a password system, but it's every 3 levels. I'm not gonna go and do save states because it feels a bit wrong me doing it. Plus, at least I get to learn the levels a bit better. Yeah, I prefer this shooting past the gravity thing better because it seems to work. I don't have to worry about missing. pose. Oh, Jesus. Wasn't ready for that. I was going to say I could go back, but I can't actually, thinking about it. Ooh. This is difficult. So it is a lot faster. it too long. That level is just a nightmare at the moment. To be fair, so was this one where I first got to it. I didn't think it was possible, but it's just very pixel perfecty in some places. Right, I'll be streaming for another, say, 35 minutes. I'm going to call it. let me have a think about this. So try and jump up on the first one. And then try and do the same on the one with the 3 at the right hand side, but that's not always easy. I can't get to 2 easily because it's right behind the the lift. Dropping down on the right hand side where there's the moving platform is difficult because I've got got the acid rain to deal with. And then once I get to that side, I can go up and I've got 2 options. I can try and do what I did last time, which is up the ladder on the left hand side and then up the little staircase thing. Or I could carry on to the right, which is what I did last time and it didn't serve me well. But I also need to remember that we've got death raining from above. Which I don't always remember, to be honest. Pixel, you really have got such bad timing. Cat, clear off. She'll just take that as an opportunity to get back on me again. Remember one of the games we were playing that she'd do that and it was causing me a problem. What game was it that she did it on? She'd just jump at me at the wrong moment and then I'd die. Can't remember. See what I mean? Little bugger she is. I think it was this game, but because I was using the mister, it was something was causing it to go wrong. And that was my fault. Slipped off the platform. Ads are in 15 seconds. I'll just try and do this level. Most of you see me do this level loads. Pixel, what are you doing? Noticing just random stuff happening. What? Oi! Over there. Stop standing on things. Go over there. Go on. Here. Down. Oh, honestly. Okay, something weird. Yeah, you've now got stereo. I don't know why that happened. Shut up, phone. Alright, so you can thank the cat at least. So you've now got stereo. Welcome back, everyone. So I did play through the break, but I thought, well, considering you've seen those two levels loads tonight, I didn't think anybody would mind, but I've paused it for here. And also thank the cat because you've now got stereo. Not quite sure what was going on there, but it's fine. Don't know. Maybe some dicky cable or something. guess the platform stays there. Now, maybe you need to use it to get off the other side and kind of sort that out. I'll figure it out. What? What is it? Grumping at me. What? Might as well just kill myself now and start again. Yeah, sure, I can get through the second part of this, but doesn't give me enough lives for the acid rain part. something must be wrong with either my wires or the system itself, because I've never had, as far as I remember, an issue with the audio, and this has come from the Windows 98 box, and it seems fine on that. By that I mean the cable comes from that, so I don't know. Had a good run through that then at the bottom. Stupid. Ah, I forgot about that. Three lives, not bad. Yeah, try and make it so that I can do it that way. Unless I mess up like that. No, I did that again. I was rushing too much. That's a difficult one, because you've got to make sure that the lift isn't too far down, because if it is, you've got massive problems. Because you end up hitting into the mutant. Do not believe it. Can't believe I slipped. Right, restart. Right, one last go, I think. But at least we've gotten to the acid rain section and had a bit of a bash with it. Just needs a bit more refining. So does this level, to be fair. Just too easy to make mistakes at the moment, like that, because I'm not paying attention. Oh, come on. Right, no. I'm gonna go for another go, because I think that was a bit of a naff attempt. was doing so well with that technique. Just had to go against me, didn't it? I know I'm on the last life, but sod it, I've come so far anyway. Might as well finish it. Just hope to God the next section will be quick. What am I leaving? Oh. Excellent. Okay, let's see how far I can get. Oh! Just that one little... Tell you what, let's call this what it should be. Oops. I do love this way of doing the naming convention. It's quite nice actually. There you go. Right, that is it for today. Thank you everyone for popping in. I'll try and get back to this next week, even though technically on Sunday. Just there we go. Technically on Sunday, it's officially my month off, so I might do a stream on a Saturday. No problem there, Denarian. So let's do stream ending. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with Amiga Monday, which is Amiga Format CD16. I believe we're on the reader section, so that's going to be a mix of anything in the folder. We've got Demo Scene and more Colorado. There's Exhumed or Power Slave on the Sega Saturn for the Tuesday. Friday will be more Age of Empires. So that's Age of Empires 2, because we were playing that on Friday, Friday this week. So I think we just finished the Attila the Hun campaign. We're about to move on to the next one, so that'll be Friday. And then because officially I should be not streaming from the 1st until, when is it this year? '28th, because I don't do streams in February. I will try and do this Bounty Bob next Saturday, and then yeah, I'll do it that way, as long as everything's fine and I'm not getting busy with everything else, but usually it should be okay. So that's for next week, and then I won't see you again after that until Sunday, March the 1st. And at that point I'll probably do, depending on how well we do with the rest of Bounty Bob, because we're on about halfway through the levels anyway. And they seem to kind of do sort of, at the moment it's a bit difficult, but there have been a couple of levels that aren't been too bad, so we'll have to see how well that works. See if we can get past the acid rain next week, and then we can get another password section done. So yep, that's it for today. Oh, and the other thing is, next week I'll probably go from Spectrum Next back to Real Hardware, just to get a bit of a balance on those two. But yeah. Right, okay, let's see who's available for raiding. Let's go raid Thundergossa, who's doing mech game requests. There we go. Right, hopefully I've converted some of you to play this game. Perhaps, I don't know. I've always enjoyed it because it's a good port to the Spectrum. So if you've never played before, it's probably good to see if we can get this on good ported game lists. I think it's probably a good thing. Nobody's ever really, oh look, copyright 1984. So why is Spectrum Computing telling me 1985? Okay, whatever. We'll get that fixed next week again, so apologies. But yeah, do enjoy this game, and hopefully you will do too when you get around to, if none of you's played it before. But yeah. Anyway, I am tripping over myself, so it's time for me to go. So we'll see you all later. Bye.
Digital. No, it's using like the regular controller. Snack, swap joysticks. Nope. Wonder why. Wonder why it won't let me start. We gotta check the options. I don't know. Namcos, what were you up to today, man? Everyone, please go give a follow to Namcos. Wonderful streamer. Does some really cool games over there. Cool retro. Yeah, I don't remember having a hard time starting it on PlayStation. Something about this one. Maybe the controller's not set. But we just played a Saturn game like a while back and I didn't have any control problems there. What's coin? Yeah, I don't think it's a controller issue because we already played a Saturn game. The region? I don't know. Oh, wait. I know. I'm not pushing the right button. It's C. Ah. I was thinking like my brain was in PlayStation mode still, so I was pushing X, which is actually B on this controller, and B doesn't do anything. Okay. Have you played this one, Namcos? It's Crazy Ivan. Also had a PlayStation version. Uh-oh, I don't know if it's loading. I forgot about the other two buttons because I was thinking it was a PlayStation. Yeah. I was thinking it was a PlayStation game. I'm gonna have to reset. Oh yeah. Maybe I played the PlayStation version. Maybe you requested the PlayStation version. Because I don't think I ever played the Saturn one. Alright, we'll give it another try. Hold on. Let me give a nice warm welcome to Namcos. And then we'll give it another run. It was the Saturn one? Really? Alright, here we go. Welcome in everyone from Namcos' channel. If y'all don't know me yet or just new here in general, hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Tonda. I love playing retro games here. I love doing first time playthroughs of games that I didn't get to experience when I was growing up. I especially love playing the obscure games. I love exploring game libraries, discovering new favorites, and I also like long walks on the beach. I like candlelit horseback rides along the beach, and also like candlelit sandworm rides across the desert while kitties and puppies trail along behind us from a very safe distance as we head off into a sunset/sandstorm while holding hands watching anime and or playing pinball. So thank you again for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Everyone please go give Namcos a follow. And I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. And if you're somewhere where it's really cold right now, I hope you're all staying safe.